A very happy new year and welcome to Devlog 19 of Palm Sugar, a village story. In this devlog, we will be talking about hard times and the sick teammates as mentioned in the title. Bear in mind that these devlogs that I'm making, it's not only for engaging the community, I know there are a handful of fans for this game as of now, and a few of them actually watch and keep up with what we are doing here. And it's a form of community engagement. It's a form of update from our end to the community, whoever is following the game. But bear in mind, it's actually beyond that. It's also for a personal reason for us and for me, especially. We actually want to look back during development and to see where we were in development. Like, let's say if I look back at Devlog 19 from, I don't know, 2 years from now, I would understand where I am, what kind of mental state I was in while I was making this, and what was going on with our team, because it would not give me a vivid picture of what was happening at this time. It'll serve the memory a little bit, in reminiscing the times when this video is being made. There is another purpose for the devlogs as well. Let's say if you have an investor, which we don't have a VC yet. But if you're a game studio and you have a VC, instead of them breathing down your neck asking for updates constantly, you might put out devlogs every month or every week, so that they are updated with what's actually going on. You're killing two birds with one stone. That is, if you're famous enough, you're actually engaging the community, and the other part is maybe your investors may get an update constantly of what is actually happening in the development, rather than they coming and asking you hey, what has gone on in the game. Also want to speak out on downtimes which we are going through as a studio, or which we actually went through as a game studio. As you know, our two programmers, Kowsik and Aditya, were sick at the same time. If you understand game development in general, programmers are the backbone of game development. Being an artist myself, I would disregard art, because I think you can actually go and download assets and use them. But I think a skill of programmer is much more regarded higher in the industry in general, because they're the ones who can actually put the puzzle pieces together and hold them on there. I won't even say a designer is that important, because probably programmer has a design skill. He could make a game by himself. I don't think any other skill set is as important as programming, in my opinion. So other than that, there was another aspect of legal battles that we were fighting regarding our trademark of Monotus Studios. If you want to know what kind of legal battles that we are fighting, leave a comment. I'll probably make a video on that. Now the question is, what did we do in this 2 or 3 weeks when most of our devs were sick? We just focused on making assets. Making art is faster than writing code in general, because there's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of back and forth that goes on while you're writing code. Me and Balaji, who's another pixel artist slash UI UX artist for our game, we were just putting out assets. We just did only one thing, that let's just make assets for the game. And I also had a little bit of uncertainty with how the game's narrative goes, so I actually sat down with our narrative guy Shrikant Allapu, and then made sure we have some clarity in the narrative, because there are a lot of unknowns that you can't really think ahead unless you progress to a certain bit. Like, let's say if you made a demo, then you probably understand what your capabilities are, and accordingly you can actually tailor your narrative, rather than writing something and trying to fit in if it's not going there. So we've got some clarity on that, and then we worked upon that. I did a lot of writing stuff, so that once the devs actually come back, they do have a lot of clarity in terms of what they're coding for, or what kind of program they're writing, and what would that work as. That was the aspect that I was focusing on. And that being said, I would like to let you guys know that we still don't have 100% clarity. We have 80% of clarity. There are still some areas that we still need to figure out, probably the final boss fight, we still haven't figured that out yet. But as you progress, as you just make stuff, things get clearer and clearer what you need to do next. With regards to the publishing deal, if you're a new studio, if you've signed a publishing deal, it does take some time for you to when you sign the publishing deal versus when you get the money. So bear in mind, if you're a new studio and if you're starting off, that it does take a little bit of time for you to actually get the publisher money. So make sure you prepare your finances accordingly, so that you don't have any issues with that. That's about it for this devlog. If you like this content, if you feel that somebody else should watch this, please share this video with them. And yeah, thanks for watching.